Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and we're in the 3.5 Monster Manual, and we're on part 2 of the Troglodyte. And so we built him in the first episode, and now we're going to paint him. And that's our Trog. He was made out of a Brachiosaur or a Brontosaur or whatever that was, and a Orc. HeroClick. So I didn't do a great job black bombing him, but that's okay. Let's get going here. So let's just get a piece of cardboard. Ooh, that one's got a foam or something. Oh, well. Doesn't really matter that much. We're not in competition for the prettiest cardboard here. Looking for my white paint. There it is. Oops. Now it's going to be a shaky episode as the camera wiggles around like a crazy madman. Getting a little bit of white paint. And I'm going to get it all in my brush. And I'm going to wipe a little bit of it off. And then that's how we're going to find any detail that might be on this dude. See what we want to paint what way and stuff like that. We're going to do that with this. I think it's going to give us a nice idea of where we want to start. I do this a lot when I'm using, when I'm painting. So and you don't have to do this step. It's just something I enjoy to kind of see what I'm working with, what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to get, don't have to do it perfect. You don't have to do every spot, but you want to definitely see, get it at least where you're trying to see what you're doing. And if you paint with your paint's real thin, like I tend to do at times, you'll actually get some free perspective as this bleeds through. Okay, I'm going to come back and hit his face a little better. Okay, so for my first coat, oh my gosh, I put a green in the color thing. Or in the browns and blacks. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a dark color. This is Arbor Green. I need to go get more paint. I'm getting low. I'm going to get a small brush that I can kind of hit just the spots I want to. I'm going to use a little bit of water here. And some of that Arbor Green. I'm going to thin that out a little bit. And you can do it how you want. That's just how I'm doing mine. Then I'm going to just paint all his skin this color to start with. And it's pretty thin, so you can already kind of see how you can get the under layers with that. What I'm going to do his arms and all the flesh. For those of you that have watched me before, you know I'm a super lazy painter. I just want to get it to a level to which it looks okay on my tabletop. And sometimes I don't even go that far. Okay. Now it looks like he's only got a little bit of leg flesh showing on this side, but not on the other side, and in his tail. He doesn't have any legs showing on that side for me. There's a little bit in the gut, in the crack in there. Let me get some more of this water. Get in here and carefully grab that green. It's just a little spot. But we don't want to miss it. Then I'm going to get a little more green, a little more water, and do his tail. Okay. I don't see any more flesh. At least I don't think so. But I am going to make these fingerless gloves, like just wrist guards, and use that kind of generic breaking point there. And that's just a thing I wanted to do for me. You do it how you want for you. Okay. All right, sweet. I'm gonna put that away. I'm gonna rinse out my brush real quick. And I'm gonna get a small plasticky brush that I can do a little half-ass dry brushing with. I don't even know why I put that brush away. I'm gonna need it again. But I'm gonna hit him with hot air first. For my next tone down, I'm going to use Palm Leaf, which is a pretty light green. But I think with how much of that white showed through with the thin paint coat, that it's going to create a decent enough contrast that we can enjoy. So I'm just going to get that, and I'm going to get it all in my brush. And I'm going to wipe a little bit of it off, and then I'm going to come back. There we go. And that looks okay. Get a little more. Sweet. This guy's going to look okay, I think. I think we're going to do all right. Lighten him up in a couple spots up here a little more real quick. Catch his hands. I'm going to do his tail. Okay, for his clothes, we'll go back to that first brush I was using. It's kind of a smaller brush. I'm going to get a reddish brown. This is called Chocolate Bar. All this paint is just dollar paint from Walmart, $1.25 or whatever it costs. It's nothing spectacular. So I'm going to start real small and do with boots. And I have way too much paint on my brush. So I'm going to keep coming up here and just stealing paint until I get the coverage I'm looking for. And I should have painted his feet green. I can see that now, but I did not. I'm going to come up here and steal some more of that paint. All right. Nice. Now, if you're watching this now, it's probably not going to be uploaded in time for you to attend. Holy shit, that's all green right there, and I missed it. All right, we're going to come back and fix all that. How did I not notice that? I looked at this thing like 10 times trying to figure out what was green and what wasn't, and I missed all that whole leg right there. I am just an utter dumbass. But come back and hit it, that's okay. Sometimes I want to kick myself. I don't know how I miss really blatant shit like that. Get some excess paint in some of these spots. I want to kind of steal some of that to use so it's not real thick. And again, if I don't get perfect coverage, it's not the end of the world, right? Perfection is not a prerequisite of a good craft. Take your time. Get what you want out of what you're working on. Get it ballparking close. unless you have people that are picking up your miniatures and spinning them around their hands, looking at them in different lights, and then paying you for winning if you did a certain quality, I wouldn't worry about it, personally. That's just me. My baby brother, he's 11 years younger than I, had a baby shower today, and we went to that. And years back, guys didn't go to baby showers. They were just, only for women. And so we went because it was a co-ed event. And even though I didn't really particularly want to go, but it was my brother, so, I went. And it was nice, I guess. They had a taco bar, which was, if we're going to be a little honest, probably the only real reason I was convinced to go was the promise of a taco bar, which, by the way, taco bars are just amazing things that everyone should be having on a regular basis. I wish I just constantly had a taco bar at my house ready to go. Coming from shoveling a little bit of snow, taco bar. Make a miniature, taco bar. Get home from work, taco bar. And I could keep going through examples, but I think you guys got it by now. I just want taco bar. I can't get in there. Save my life. There we go. I guess I could. Go. Super careful. Don't want to have to go back over anything we've already done. Now we got. We might as well do the feet too while we're there. We got to do that leg. That irritates the shit out of me. I'm sorry. I can't believe I missed that. All right, so I'm gonna get that dark green back, and that I think it was palm leaf that I used with it, or marsh green. Marsh green. So I had dark green, arbor, and marsh green. I'm done with that brown too, I think. Until we look around a miniature and find out that I'm not done. And that I'm just a jackass. So I'm going to get my water, a little bit of water. There we go. A little bit of the dark green. And I'm going to touch this leg. Oh, I have too much paint. Here we go. I'll do this leg. And the dark green. I don't think I have quite enough paint in that. More paint in there, and then I'll drag it around, dry it off. Pull some of that around. There we go. All right. Now for this part with the feet, since I already painted them dark brown, we can't water that down, okay? So we're going to have to do that just with pure dark green and hope we don't lose too much detail on that. And we might lose a little bit. If I'd have realized that those feet were perfect for being bare feet initially, that's how they'd have been. But I didn't catch it. So we're going to get back here and do the backs of them. Okay. Just take our time and get in there. Be careful. All right, much gooder. All right, magic here. A little bit of magic. Plus 2 hot air gun burning. Let's get those feet and that leg dried up in the brown. I think that's dry enough. I hope that's dry enough. Alright, I'm getting a small brush to do the green. Smaller than I used last time for this because that is not the same color. Hold on. That's marsh. I must have used palm leaf. next look? Let's look and see. Yeah, okay, that's what I used. A little tension on those feet. I'm going to come back and try to make sure those legs match up nicely. And if I need to lighten anything else up to kind of fix that, I will. So I'm just going to hit the face a little bit more to kind of bring all those tones together and make it look congruous. Okay. I've got this color here. It's chestnut. It's like a orangish brown. I'm going to clean that brush out real quick and get something a little smaller like that. Well, it's probably about the same size, but I'm going to be poking pupils. And I'm going to get this. I'm just going to get a light coat of that going. Get it all on my brush. And then I'm going to come around and pick out some areas I want to lighten up for my undercoat on this armor part. And I'm just lightening that up. And I'm being careful because we don't want to get anything on the green. We put a lot of work in already and we don't want to ruin that. Just kind of walk it around and hit the spots you can hit. And you're not looking for perfect coverage here. We're just creating a varied undertone for the brown. Now, if there's some spots you want to lighten up more, what you can do is you can just keep coming back to those spots with a little bit more and a little bit more paint, or you can just keep going real light with it. And you can lighten those up as much as you want like that. See how like that really, and then you can just keep doing that and lighten it up till you get this as your main color of that piece. But I don't really want to do that. I'm just trying to show you that. Okay. Something like that. Now I want to get a medium brown. This is melted chocolate, and I use this an awful lot. I'm going to set this brush to the side for a minute. Then I'm going to get my melted chocolate. I'm going to turn my glue gun off because it's getting a little stinky. There we go. Let's do these weapons. And if you look here, if you go thin enough with it, and if your paint's not too chunky, you can take advantage of some of that natural shading that happened from the white dry brush on the dark. Okay? And if you really wanted to go next level with it, get some water and find that sweet spot. And catch a whole new tone with it. Like that. Something much lighter and much less noticeable. But that's just, if you, I mean, that's like, you don't need to spend that kind of time on your, you know, a generic bad guy, an enemy that, you know, who knows how often you're going to use it. Now, I have a lot of scaly fishmen and lizardmen and stuff, and I could combine multiple of them because they look similar enough that if I wanted to put a bigger fight together with this kind of stuff, I easily could. Just with the stuff I made since I've been working on this channel, I could. Or you could make some bulk enemies and do it. But keep that in mind, that you can really, just playing with how thick your paint is, you can get a ton of changes in your work. So back to that little thin brush I was just using. And that is here. Now I'm going to get this territorial beige color, and I'm going to be a little more conservative with this. And if you have something to test dry brushing on, this is, I need to spray paint this black again. I'm just trying to catch about that much paint left over on my brush, because I don't want to be, insane with this. What I want to do is I want to catch the highest details and make some interest. I'm just going to do one side at a time, carefully. Go down the front, to the inside of the leg. And on the inside of the legs and stuff, like, you don't need to spend as much effort, because those are actually kind of like in the shade and not noticed. And unless you're in like bright lighting and doing this for display or something, you're not going to really get the full benefit of it. So don't do it. Don't waste your time. Only add the paint, and I make this mistake myself, but only paint what adds to your miniature. Don't just do every little teeny crack and cranny. Unless you're doing competitive and you're some kind of pro, yeah, go ahead by all means. But if you're a dude like me, or a lady like me, but I'm not a lady, but you know what I mean. Just a regular boring folk like me, don't kill yourself on that kind of shit. Just paint. Have fun. Enjoy it. Get it on the table. All right, so to create some variation between his like outfit armor and his legs and arms, I'm going to get a lighter color. This is khaki, and this is very light. And you want to be super careful on your first run with this. You don't want to get everything all like white crested, like that super ridiculous highlighting dry brush that ruins miniatures. So I'm just going to come down here with that real sparingly and create a different layer of brown on my legs and arms. Okay. Then I'm going to hit the stick from my hatchet a little bit. And I'm going to touch a couple spots on the spear, but I'm not putting a lot of effort into it. And I'm going to use that same brush. I'm going to get my favorite color in the entire world, pavement. And I'm going to paint my spearhead with that. My javelin. So I guess that would make it a javelin head. I'm going to paint my axe head with it. Okay. Now I'm going to get a lighter gray. This is called elephant gray. And I'm going to use that same brush. And I'm going to hit this with an air gun real quick. Cool. All right. We got some horrible eyes there. So let's get a tiny little teeny weeny brush. And I usually use off-white, but for some reason I get the feeling that white's the answer here. Let me get a little bit of white paint. And I overpainted this pretty heavily, and that's okay. And then I'm going to get that same white paint. I'm just going to touch along that mouth on both sides, creating little fake teeth. I cannot get a good bite. There we go. Now I'm going to get a medium green, somewhere between the two tones of it, and a little bit of red. And I'm using this red, but you can use any red you have. But this red was right here. I'm just going to pull it up and around and over there and clean up the size of those eyes. Then I'm going to cinch up that mouth a little bit and make those teeth even. And restore a lip line of some sort. Okay, something like that. Sucked all the paint out of my brush. Let's do the base. All right, dark brown. Make sure your brush is damp so the paint flows nice. You don't want it to be soaked, just damp. Let's get down here with this dark brown and do up this base. All right. I'm trying to find the right color for what I want to do, but I can't. So I'm going to hit him with hot air real quick. And where's that color I grabbed? Here we go. I'm going to use the Territorial Beige real quick. I didn't clean out my brush. I'm just going to grab a little bit of that. I'll wipe that around and dry that off a good bit. And I'm just going to pull it along here and catch some of that texture from the baking soda dirt. Okay. And I'm not spending a whole lot of time with this or making it phenomenal. I'm just hitting it to create that variation so it looks more like ground cover. And I'm just going to drag off a little white or a little light colored edge around the base. Not everywhere, but in some spots. Just to kind of dress it up a little bit. It looks okay. Now I'm going to brush out that. Let's get some clear glue. Pull that little condom off there so that Sweeney doesn't get all upset. Damn it, Sweeney. Alright, toothpick. Clear glue. Make sure you're putting enough pressure to push that down in the cracks and grooves so you can get a real good bond with your flock. This clear glue dries really nicely, especially once you hit this with clear coat. Any shininess left over by this will be completely gone when you get to that point. Okay. I'm going to get some more sawdust and we're going to do a class on making flock. So you don't have to spend a bunch of money. Alright, cool, sweet. So if you like what we're doing here on the channel, here's our Troglodyte from the 3.5 Monster Manual. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon and all that. Comment if you wish. And come join us on Discord, paint with us, hang out with us, RP with us. We're doing a 6 p.m. tonight. We're doing a RP. This probably won't be uploaded. You won't know about it in time. But I'm going to run the Tomorrow Comes Doom game over Discord. And I might try to do like an overhead visual for miniatures and stuff. I don't know yet. But something like that. And go to the website and buy some of our miniatures. Not these ones I'm making here. The real Dungeon Swag miniatures. These high detail, high quality, sturdy, flexible, and inexpensive miniatures that we sell. I'm still painting that one. I'll never get it finished because I just don't know what I want to do with it. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.